The Burning Legion has returned.
Talk about video games.
Okay.
The PlayStation 4 Slim. Sometimes we all just need to, you know, trim
Lose
up,
a
lose a little
weight.
bit of, yeah, lose that under boob, lose that little bit of.
Get that baby fat that you just never got rid of.
Yeah, you got your lumpus, you know, your little bits down
Lumpus?
here. Yeah, your lumpus.
That's
You know,
not real.
It's where it like bags up on the
That's an
top of
Irish
your.
thing, man.
Anyway,
Okay.
So Sony, you know, had a bit of a heavy early year, so they've decided
A
to
lumpus, if you will.
yes, they've decided to slim up a bit, and thanks to the good people at Gumtree. Which do you guys ever heard of Gumtree before any of
I
this?
think it's like a weird hybrid of like Craigslist meets eBay.
Yes.
It's like unprotected auctions.
It's basically the
do you mean
Craigslist of
unprotected?
England. Like when I found, like you don't wear protection when you meet people on Gumtree.
Yeah.
It's like when I moved to London, Gumtree was where I found my flat.
Sure.
And like when I wanted to join a soccer team, Gumtree's where I found my team. Like it's basically Craigslist.
And now it's where you reveal unannounced hardware.
Yes, apparently. There was an ad on Gumtree, which a couple of outlets picked up. Push Square, I think, were one of the first. Then there was a gap thread out of it. And then Eurogamer basically wrote about it because one of the folks from Digital Foundry went to the person and like straight up shot a video of this just to make sure it wasn't 3D printed, I guess, because that's the new thing that people do.
I mean, there was that elaborate Wii U or Nintendo NX hoax where,
Yes.
like, really well done. I thought like that fooled a lot of people, and they came out later. It was like, no, we faked all of this. None of this was real. And it,
And were they like a marketing company or they were like some...
they were like an industrial design company,
Right.
and they actually like showed how the process they
They
went
did
through
it.
to create it.
Amazing. This one, there's a video of it out there booting up. In fact, Eurogamer actually subsequently pulled the video because of legal concerns, which is interesting enough.
legal
which-
concerns being, we want Sony to continue working with us, please.
Right, yeah, good point. Which kind of, in its own way, confirms it then.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. So I guess initial thoughts. What do you think, Peter? What do you think of how it looks?
I think it looks good. Kind of like the first redesign of the PlayStation 3, the original Slim.
Yeah.
It looks kind of benign, you know. There's like nothing really like eye catching about it, but that's okay. I'm sort of the mind that you don't need to have your systems in this like huge display
Right.
scenario. What I'm really excited about is the idea that this will be using processors built on a smaller manufacturing process, which means they're going to be cooler and quieter.
Okay.
And that sounds rad to me. So my PlayStation 4 isn't as loud as an Xbox One can be, but it's still loud. It's loud
Yeah.
enough. And it can intrude on just like, I don't want to hear that, right? So I'm happy for that reason alone. It'll probably be cheaper. And it just looks like a more svelte package. I don't think there's any like hardware improvements beyond the size and efficiency of the stuff.
Yeah, so the 4K stuff or any of that stuff that we know from Neo, like nobody's saying that that's going to get
It's
pulled over
pretty
here. Right?
unfounded. I mean, unless there's something in like the manual that this guy has
Right.
that references like maybe the sort of HDMI cable you need to attain 4K,
Right.
Like maybe there's a reference in there, but without that reference, I don't think that's even remotely possible.
Right.
I really love the design because it's like two things sandwiched together, and I just want to paint the inside of it white, so it'll be
Mario.
like a big ice cream sandwich.
Okay,
That's it.
Delicious.
that's all.
Okay, can we talk about that for a little bit? Actually, like the
Ice
whole
cream sandwich?
trend towards the whole sort of trend towards like very minimal, like what was it you said, like low impression. I get like consoles that don't stand out because like that was a thing for a while with like Mary was talking about how this kind of looks a bit like an Apple TV, which is like a piece of hardware which has almost been designed so you couldn't see it. It was just to sit by your television. I mean, like we think about like the original Xbox or like even the PlayStation 2 with its grill and the blue aspect to it, the Xbox 360 even, this big crazy white looking thing with a big logo that lights up when you turn it on.
GameCube.
You get right, like it kind of sucks, right, that they look this way now. Like I get it, like, but also like I get it, like I'm 30, but if I was like a teenager again, I'd want this. It's like when I used to mod my PC cases. Like I liked weird ass looking, shiny,
But
colorful stuff. You know,
I think it's like a safe middle road. Like if you look at the Super Nintendo that you got and that Japan got, right?
Right.
Not the one the US got, but the one that you guys got was very clean and it had certain accents that gave it character without being ostentatious.
Right.
But when you look at so many consoles, like take the PS2, the original, and you throw it on the stand, the vertical stand.
Right.
It was this like turquoise gradient thing. It's just gross. Like in my opinion, it doesn't look great. Like sure, yes, a teenage kid might like it to a degree, but as an adult now, like I not only don't want to look like a child when I'm gaming because I don't think it's a childish pursuit and it doesn't have to be portrayed that way.
Yeah.
But I want something that's respectable looking, like in terms of design. Like you can recognize clean design in something like the PlayStation 4 as it is right now.
Right.
Maybe less so with this because it's taking fewer risks, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, even the original PlayStation, I think, is a rectangle, 3 circles, very simple and clean, but it still was able to communicate that this is a gaming device without looking garish.
Yeah. That seems to be
anymore, they're not gaming devices. They are entertainment devices.
Sure,
you use
right,
them for
yes.
so much.
Right. That's what they're trying to pitch anyway, right? It's not just for the kids who play Call of Duty. This is for everyone who has any interest in gaming, entertainment, like
watching movies or streaming, whatever. Yeah. So I guess, is it interesting at all that there's no bundle around this? It seemed like that we don't know how this individual acquired it, but the box that they had was like a clean. This is the console. When I was working in GameStop and stuff, like whenever a new console came out, it always seemed to be bundled with something, like as a sort of let's get a couple of these out there kind of thing.
I feel like not putting it on the box gives you more freedom. Like it gives retailers freedom to like make their own bundles or regional, so you can just have the same basic box everywhere, and then just like, and this week we're going to come with this game, which is really hot.
Because this could be for a lot of people who want to maybe get a new PS4 who already had one and it's sort of run its course, or they just want something smaller and more efficient.
Hold on, whose PS4 has run its course? It's a little early for that.
I don't know anyone.
Sorry, I don't know. I was just throwing that out there.
I'm done with this PS4.
I mean, my PS4 is really loud, for instance, right?
Yeah.
And that's probably because there's a lot of dust caked up in there. Like it wasn't loud to begin with.
Cat hair.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's like cat hair.
But yeah, no, I
Maybe
think
you should clean it every now and then. Just take a duster.
Oh my god.
It's probably a dead snake in there as well.
No, I mean, I don't think the bundle thing is that strange. I think he makes a good point. And they're probably also trying to come in as low as a price point as possible. So to allow that flexibility for retailers and themselves to at least make that offer, they could be $250 with this thing.
Right. Yeah.
And that would be crazy.
I mean, it is, I guess, in one way, it is going up against the Xbox Slim.
S,
So, yeah.
or whatever.
Apparently expected to debut this on September 7th. When do we think we're going to see this in retailers then?
I think immediately. Like, especially now, it's literally in retailers.
Yeah, right.
So I think this was just jumping the gun and we announced it, and it's available now in stores, which is a really hard thing to pull off these days because it's the internet.
Yeah. Totally not surprised that this happened out of the UK. Like, I'm sure I've talked about it before, but when I lived in London, I had a game store that if you paid them an extra $5, they sold you the game before it came out, and that was like 2013 or 2012. Just nuts. You just go in on a Tuesday after I'd like played football in this place, and I'd walk in and he was like, yeah, we got it, $5, pre-order, pre-order tip.
Wasn't there a couple stories the past few years about shipment trucks with games getting robbed,
getting jacked,
yeah,
and all that stuff probably goes up on Gumtree and stuff then. Yeah,
and you can't hide it anymore. It's not like back when we were kids where maybe somebody could talk about it, and like now you can just start streaming that gameplay immediately
right away. I wonder if maybe the US has more chain stores as well than the UK does, because like GameStop does exist there and Game exists there and like Virgin and stuff, but there's a lot of like single owned independent game stores still
here in San Francisco. We just don't.
The rest of the country is better.
Okay, really?
Definitely. Yeah, it is.
All right. Anyway, that's it. PS4 Slim leaked. It's out there, spilling all over the place. Do you think you're gonna buy one? Let us know in the comments below.